Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Some of those things that I've seen really wasting time for very many accountants. Accountants would not know that Excel is like a djembe. A djembe, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, that is what here even automated, which is supposed to be helping you. It's not supposed to be the other way around, where you really put in a lot of work. No. Excel is supposed to do most of these repetitive tasks. Excel is supposed to do for you. So, like, for example, if you go to a worksheet and then you realize here you have got Borussia, many teams. You can see this time around they're arranged horizontally along the row like that. And they could be in thousands. And then somebody comes and tells you, hey, I want particular information about a particular team called Milan. So in this case here, what do? Because Milan is here, all right, you can see it right away because, of course, ladies and gentlemen, here we have got very few teams. But I'm telling you, they can be like thousands. They can be very many. So then if that is the case, what we would expect you to do is to come and single it out using horizontal lookup. Horizontal because you can see the teams here are horizontally. You know, you have vertical as a column, horizontal as a row. They are horizontally arranged. So then what I shall do, I will come here. When I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to, of course, as usual, to start the functionality, we have to start always with equal. So then I'm now using what we call HLOOKUP. So my HLOOKUP, ladies and gentlemen, is here. My HLOOKUP, ladies and gentlemen, is there. Then from there, it is Milan that I'm picking as my lookup value. Milan happens to be in column H, and the column H is an anchor column. It is a team's column. So I would want to block this. So to block this, I will have to come here immediately after the bracket. After the bracket before H, I can come and say shift $. And then I continue my journey. I will come here and say comma as per this. I'm following this exactly. The next one is the table array. The table array, I'll do it like this. Table array, I'll do it like this, I will be able to highlight the entire table easily. Table array is always fully anchored using a for. And then I say comma. After that, we have our row index. Row index, we are looking for what, ladies and gentlemen? We are looking for the country. The country of what year? Milan. We are looking for the country of Milan. So, and the country is in row number 2. Country is in row number 2. Country is in row number 2 like that. All right. And because I would want row 2, row 3, row 3, row 3, I would want row 2, 3, 4, and 5. I would rather delete this a little bit. And then I use, in this case, the bracelet brackets. How do I get these bracelet brackets? I'll say, in this case here, shift, the normal bracket. Not normal bracket, this bracket after P, the bracket after P. There's a bracket after P there that has got braces. So then I'll be able to see the rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I should be able to close this with my brace bracket again. And then, of course, I should be able to go to the next one, which is the 0, because I don't want any range. I don't want approximations here. I don't want approximations, so I'll be able to write 0 there, and then I write my normal bracket there, and then I should be able to say enter, like that. What happened? It spilled here to many other things like that. To many other things like that. B3, F7, 2, 3, 4, 5. We shall overcome. Great. Okay. Let me repeat again. So in this case here, we are starting straight away with equals. So we have HLOOKUP. We have the lookup value, which is Milan there. Milan, of course, I have to put $1 before H. a dollar before H, and then I'll be able to come here and pick the table array. This is my table array. I'll be able to do F4 to it right away, and then I say comma. From there, we have the row index. So I'm talking of my bracelet bracket. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, up there up to 5. Row 2, row 3 for Champions League, 4, 5 years. And then I'll be able to close this with that. And then I'll be able to say it's 0 there. 0. And then I'll be able to close brackets like that. So what are we getting? All right. So I'm getting, in this case, this thing perfectly fitted. All right. And then I'll be able to come, ladies and gentlemen, here, and then I'll be able to drag this to any other team that is given there, like that. And then I'll be able to get information about Hamburger. Like if it's Hamburger, I can see it's a team in Germany. It never played Champions League. All right. And the games played were 34. Lastly, the point earns were 27. You can see exactly it's able to return this to me. It's able to return this to me. So then it is your turn now. Can you kindly share your screen? And then we get to talk. It's your turn now. Before I repeat, is there anybody who is able to share their screen? And then we get to talk. So I'm repeating again. These are those kind of lessons that you share with your son stroke daughter. Or even your spouses. I mean, so long as they don't come for a certificate from me, if they want a certificate from me, then they should be able to pay me something, however small. Because if you are doing it, the two of you, you'll even try to, give each other motivation. You'll be able to motivate each other. Things will become better. All right. So I'm waiting for somebody to share their screen. I know I haven't given them yet permission, especially if you have understood it, or rather if you haven't understood it, you are the perfectly placed person to share it, to share your screen. And of course, if you have been able to understand, the very best thing you need to do there is to come right away and dance a little bit. Okay. At least Anne there, she's dancing, she's happy. She's known how to do a horizontal lookup. She's known how to do a horizontal lookup. So in the interest of those guys who haven't woken up very well, let me repeat one more time. Then I would expect to see now many people dancing and many others, in this case here, sharing their screens. Right. All right. Right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So then, gentlemen, what am I doing? I'm so sure there is a trick that I put for some people there. There's a trick that I put for some people there. There's a trick here. There's a trick here. Where you get somebody, in this case, when they say equals, the equals comes at the middle. When you get your equals coming at the middle, there is a problem. What you need to do, when you try pressing this equals and then it comes to the middle, it means that these particular thing you're looking for will be hidden. The very best thing you need to do in that case is to come under, once you simply put your cursor here, please ensure that your items are aligned to the left. I hope you're able to see this. When you put your cursor here, pick this, align to the left, so that when you press equals, your equal should always be the first character on your cell. Your equal shall never be the middle character. If it's the middle character, there will be things that will be hidden. Is there somebody who encountered this challenge? Tell me the truth. Is there anybody who encountered this challenge where, in this case, things just got hidden and they could not really? Please be very honest. Anybody who encountered that problem? Yeah, where things are just hidden and you are wondering, what do I do? It's normally used in the interviews most of the times. Just go and then you get your equals is at the middle, and you can't make any move. You can't make it. So what do? What you do, you'll simply come here, escape, highlight the cell here. Once you realize here, when you say equals, it's coming at the middle, escape. That's the first thing you do. And then come and press this thing here. You ensure that your equals here will come on the very left as you click. Great. And then you come and tell us there, this is a horizontal lookup. Then we have the lookup value, which is Milan, and Milan is in column H. Column H is an external, most important column. It has to be anchored. So this has to be anchored. So come and put the dollar there. Come and put the dollar sign there. And ladies and gentlemen, you should be able to come here. So we have the table array. This is the table array. Like that. Table array must always be a float, comma, array, or rather row index. Row index, I want the country here. Country is in number 2, but I want also these other metrics. So I must come and use the bracelet bracket here. Bracelet bracket. All right. Now from there, you will come right away. And then you say 2, 3, 4, 5. I work with some Indian. Ukimwambia bracelet bracket anakwambia pana. It's also supposed to be a bracelet, anatumia jina mbaya sana. But now, the better thing is to have you guys, because you're professionals, we just call it bracelet. So 0, like that. And then you close using the normal bracket, and then you enter like that. Everything now will be okay. I know where the challenge was coming. It was coming because of what that equals, which was coming right at the middle of things. Right at the middle of things. Now I believe I should be able to see quite a lot of you guys dancing. Like I can see Susan Irungu, my friend, they're dancing. Now they should be able to dance. And please, that equals, even you, in the future, when you get people coming to your workplace for interview, ensure that you put that equals at the middle to confuse them. They come as very good seasoned Excel users, but just put the equal sign at the middle. You'll see how you confuse someone's daughter, someone's son. It will be an international daily sweat. Yeah, now Joyce is dancing. Great. So can I go to something different? Kindly, today you guys are not really like yourselves. You're not really like yourselves like the other day. The other days I would have gotten like 17 of you saying, yes, now we're okay. Move to something different, or I'm not understanding. Mwalimu, can you repeat? I don't mind repeating 20 times because I know the essence of Excel. Excel is very, very essential. It is very, very essential. Now, I would want to punish you a little bit. No. Susan, remember, by the way, I don't know whether this will be a bad thing. You know me, I've already finished my Christmas festivities, and I will teach you up to 24th. The only day I will not teach, but if you are willing, I can easily also pull up the class. All right, I can see a good question there, after, before 0. Yes, Perez, I'll be able to repeat. So I don't mind even teaching on that 25th, early morning, every day. So Susan Irungu, we refuse that concept of Christmas festivities. You can even see Anne from my formula here. You can see after the bracelet, there is a comma and then 0. I hope this helps you, Anne. Not Anne, but Perez Odhiambo. Great. So Perez, are you okay? Yeah. Am I fond of the name Anne? We shall overcome. Perez, I'm waiting for your green. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So then, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to give you some punishment. And this punishment basically here will be that you need to go and look for X lookup. Yeah, you look for X lookup, look for X lookup today. Get that video and watch. It's a 5-minute video. Remember, X lookup now replaces VLOOKUP. X lookup, not unless you go for an interview where people are really insisting that you use VLOOKUP. Otherwise, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, even match and index, they are no longer useful. Actually, in some cases, whenever I go to corporate trainings, we don't teach them at all. We only teach people how to use X lookup. It's very powerful because X lookup can look at all ways, left and right. So that's work that I'm giving you today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to move to something very, very interesting here. So we have our months. We have our month called January. When I write January, now if for example, I want to write the other months, I don't have to keep on typing there February, March. No. Once I write January here, then I'll be able to come here and pull something like this. I simply drag this maybe to June like that. I can make this bold, Control B. So let me know whether there is anybody who has been able to pull this thing here. I mean, companies are wasting thousands, actually not thousands, millions and millions of shillings by having accountants who are not very good in Excel. You guys, I can assure you, after these sessions, you're going to become Excel champions at your workplace, and you're going to save accountants a lot of your colleagues, a lot of time. The time they've been wasting there will no longer be there. All right. You get accountants, like maybe there are 30 of them in the government office. Somebody is typing every time, January, February, March. No, we shall not be doing that. Excel has over 2,000 functions to automate and make my work easy. All right. So have they been able to do that? Vero, yes. What about the other students today? These other students today, I will box them up. And you know, it's bad to box people up in the morning. Perez, yes, thank you very much. Great. Now, once you do that, I would want us to come and put, for example, I repeat, okay, no problem. I will be able to repeat. I'll be able to repeat. All right. So you see what you're supposed to do is just to write month there, and then you write the first name, which is January. You see? So January, so from there, you should be able to come and pull this down. You drag this down to June. I just want it to be up to June. It's like dates. If, for example, I want to write dates in the month of January, I'll come and say 1/2024, for example. Once I write like that, the other dates, I don't have to do what yet. I don't have to write them. If they're following each other, what I need to do is to come here and simply pull. I pull like that. Can go to whichever. So I have my dates there. All right. Just like days. I don't want to see my students in this case typing days of the week. Sunday. Those are not my students. They should never type days of the week. So if I'm here, all right, once I write Sunday, then I should be able to pull this thing down. Whichever. Is there somebody who has been typing these names? Tell me the truth. You've been typing them one by one. Tell me the truth. We shall overcome. At least now you've learned. At least you've learned. Just like the other day, at my workplace. Not anymore. At my workplace. I get people in this case here would not know how to use this Excel every other day. So for example, if I want to delete this column D, I want to delete all the stuff. I want to delete all the stuff. So even I get some guys in this case are trying to highlight this manually. No. What you're supposed to do is to come and click on top of D. Put your cursor there on top of D, and then you click just once. You highlight the whole thing. And once you highlight the whole thing like that, now for you to be able to subtract it and get it off the field totally, you say control minus. You're holding on to control. So you delete that very easily. So I'm repeating again. If, for example, I want to delete this column E now with stuff. And remember, I use this when I want to delete the entire column. So like that, then I should be able to come here and say control minus. Control minus. The same with rows. If, for example, I want to delete this row June, the whole of it, very easy. All right. If I want to delete the whole of it, remember, I simply put it there. After highlighting the whole of it, I simply do like in football, I substitute this thing. I say control minus like that. I say control minus like that. So have we been able, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, to appreciate that concept of control minus? Looks small, but really very helpful. Very helpful. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, then I have here 2021 or 2023. All right. So 2023, my sales here were 34, 45, 56, 67, 65. Here they were, for example, 78, like that. So you'll get in this case here, you have some data entry clerk. Data entry clerk. So in this case here, at the end of the month of July, this guy will come and they will simply keep on doing what you're saying. Like, for example, July, they keep on adding. And then they come and, for example, put here 60, 78 or 70, whatever, 79, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get this kind of a person, what you're supposed to do is to even to slap them. Because if you just leave out every other thing, leave out every other thing. If, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, you are to just learn how to make use of tables in Excel, how to make use of tables in Excel, automatically you become a genius and you'll be able to save yourself tons and tons of problems. How do I create a table? Or rather, before I even create a table, let me just show you something. If, for example, I want to insert a graph, a bar chart, I will come here and highlight this entire thing. All right. And then I'll be able to say insert, for example, this bar chart here. This one here. We just go with this one. Yes. This one here. And there I am. I have in this case here my bar chart. I have my bar chart, which is quite sad. Let me just repeat this again. I don't like this. This is a bad one. I don't like it. This is a bad one. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Let me start from here. It picked that month as the name of the month as okay. So then I can come here and insert. I don't want recommended. I want a bar chart. So I can insert a bar chart. Nice like that. Great. So look at this bar chart. I can come and put your title, sales, etc. It has very many issues. For example, if in the month of August, if in the month of August, I sell maybe 83 like this, you can see this thing cannot even update itself. It's a useless bar chart. But assuming we had a bright data clerk, a bright data clerk, what they'll do, they'll come and insert a table. To insert a table, you'll simply come anywhere near here, click anywhere, anything here, and then you say Control T for a table. Control T for a table. So you're creating a table. And then, of course, my table has headers. I'll say OK. So from there, I'll be able to say OK here. I love this. Now my table has headers. I love this. Now after this, I'll be able to come here and insert my bar chart like that. All right. This is a great thing. If, for example, ladies and gentlemen, I will come here and add just one more month. If I come here and add just one more month, for example, I talk of September. See, this thing is a genius. Look at it. I mean, hey, Excel. So when I say September here, are you able to see September has been added? All right. The only thing it is asking you, I mean, what is the quantity? Give it quantity. For example, give it 45. Because it's a table, it's able to pick the thing. And normally this table is enabled two ways, right? So you can come under, so like when we go to 2024, this data clerk, now you will not be typing quite a lot. You'll not be doing quite a lot. You'll only come and type here 2024, and then you'll be able to say enter. You can see in this case here, this thing has already been able to put this 2024 into a table format. All right. And then when it comes and says, for example, the first month is 20. So remember, this is a shared document. You and your directors are seeing what is happening. When this data clerk says 20 there, you can see things are happening. As the director, I'm able to see January for 2024, not very good. When it comes and says, for example, this is 58, I'm able to see the 2024 one here automatically. This is a great thing. This is a great thing. This can help you save tons and tons of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you would get to know how much people are inefficient at their workplaces simply because they don't appreciate the power of Excel. If you're able to appreciate the power of Excel, there is nothing you can't do as an accountant. All right? They're inefficient because they don't know that Excel has been created to help them capture repetitive tasks. Anything that is repetitive, Excel has been configured, or Excel already has a repetitive task program for you. So like we should be very good in terms of utilizing tables. You should not be just typing things at your workplace. No. Everything you do at your workplace, you must always create a table for it. All right? When you create a table for it, everything becomes very easy, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen. If, for example, I was to, let me even do away with this. All right. If, for example, I wanted to come here and get the total for 2023. How do I get this total for 2023? I'll come and say Alt equals. When I say Alt equals, look at what is happening with the table. It basically gives me the total right away without hustling. All right. Even when I come, for example, here, when I come here, what I need to say is to tell it, control this thing to the right. It's a ball. This is a right cell. If I say Control R, it's able to sense right away what I need. There is a problem there. It's giving me 552. Control to the right. Don't tell me that this doesn't work for a table. Okay, no worries. That's strange, because if I had say 56 here, 67 there, and then I say Alt equals, all right. And then I have other numbers here, 78, 89. So if I want to get this total here, what I need to do is to come and say Control R. When I say Control R, control to the right, I'm able to copy that formula to the right. So seemingly for the tables it doesn't work, but I have to check why is it not working. It should work, Control R. No problem. So then for the tables, ladies and gentlemen, it means I'll simply come and use what here as equals automatically. I'll be able to get that subtotal. Why is this thing a very important thing? Assuming in this case here now, I want to come and add a month. I want to add a new month. All right. So what I'll do, I'll simply come and highlight these totals, say Control Shift. I can even add several of them. I can add several of them. So I'll tell my clerk to have more rows here. All right. So this guy will come and write, for example, December. So when they write December and they put their figures here, for example, if they put 10, so this will be 562. If they put 10 there, then, ladies and gentlemen, we are able to see 562. If they come and put, for example, December or whatever, 20, now the totals will be adjusting themselves all through. You'll come and put, for example, 78, the totals are adjusting them. You can't have a full accountant who every time they put in something new here, they're always getting the total. Those accountants, fire them. Or in this case, you look for a way of ensuring that they really get to understand how Excel works. Because Excel is magic. Excel is magic. So I don't know whether I've spoken too much. Have you guys been able to at least understand something, however small? Have you guys been able to understand something, however small? What I need to do, perhaps one of the fine days, is to prepare a lesson over those things that I've seen students wasting, not students, but accountants at the workplace, wasting time. The time wasters in Excel. At addition, you'll get, for example, somebody coming here, somebody wants me to repeat this, I'll repeat. You'll get somebody coming, in this case here, for the addition, somebody doing funny things. You know, people do very funny things in Excel, and they keep on complaining that accountancy is bad, and they don't want to put in the time. So you get somebody, in this case here, coming and telling you that, Mwalimu, now I'm summing. I take this, I say plus 67. Then they say enter. That is doable, very good, accept, but simply because you've got what here, very few items. What if there were thousands? Another one, crazy one, will come and tell you equals, sum. And then they tell you numbers. Now they come here and tell you that now they are dragging like that. They'll tell you enter. And then they will laugh as if they have done something very, no. I mean, an Excel guru can't do that. An Excel guru knows it's always Alt equals. Alt equals. You press Alt equals like that. And then, of course, if I want to go to the next cell, I don't say enter. If I want to go to this cell on the right, I'll use the tab key. When I use the tab key, already has taken me, so I should be able to come and say Control R like that. So I get 100 what here, 67 like that. I normally see crazy things. Not once, not twice. I've also shown these you in the past. So we get, in this case here, for example, we have something here like, sorry. What happened there? Whatever. So for example, if I have here, like for example, formatting, we have another one, for example, cancellation. We have, for example, another one. So hapa sasa utapata mwanafunzi sasa anakuambia hii jina isomeke in full. And now if I can't read this thing in full, for me to be able to have a perfect word fitting in, that I have to come here and then I try to expand this and expand. Ikifiti anafurahi sana. Anakuja anafanya the same for cancellation. Ikifiti pia anafurahi sana. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't do things that way. You're an accountant. You are an accountant. You don't do things that way. What if these words were very many of them, thousands of them? What would you do? Cry? All right. So in this case, what you're supposed to do is to come and highlight the entire worksheet. You come in between 1 and A. You highlight the entire worksheet. Once you read the entire worksheet, then you should be able to go to any column between A and B, and C, any column, and then you double click, and then all the words will be able to fit in naturally. All the words will be able to fit in naturally. To be very honest with the Mwalimu today, remember Mwalimu is your father. Is there anybody who has been expanding those rows manually for the words to fit in? Manually, unaenda moja, unapanua moja moja. Is there anybody who has been doing that? Is there anybody who has been doing that? We shall overcome. At least, at least you've done. At least you've done now. I think, I don't know what name I should call that lesson. Should I call it, like, for example, the stupid mistakes that accountants make at the workplace while using Excel session? I need to come up with a funny name so that most of them can join, and then I'll make the lesson free of charge for all. You bring even your workmates, all of them. I need to get a very good name. I need to get a very, very good name for that. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Catherine, I've seen your answer. I mean, your question. Is it possible I do it tomorrow first thing in the morning? Because today, as I told you, I'm going to a board meeting that I'm supposed to have really prepared for at 7:31. Linet, we shall overcome. So I would want to excuse myself today, but I believe it has been short. Nevertheless, maybe the best session for you guys, because I've said you've learned very many new things. And that's why I wanted you, whenever you come to these sessions, please always come with your sons, daughters, like that. That will really be very, very good. Do we have children? Do we have children? Do we have children? Even if they're in grade 5. Trust you me, they will understand so much. Single, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Yeah, I'm doing it daily, Korir. I'm doing it daily. I'm doing it daily until we finish. I'll be able to finish the entire program. Brian will stop everything. No, okay. Kama ni mdogo sana Joyce, then I understand. Don't bring them. Don't bring them. You must be very young. Intaka mtu ako grade 3 and above. It will really help them. Really help them. Really help them. Otherwise, asanteni sana. We shall overcome. And today, most of you